In our ongoing Boomtown series, we track growth in our region. One big portion of that growth is our increased homeless population. Channing Curtis joining us now, looking into the numbers. Channing?
Yeah, Tim. So 4 months ago, I traveled to Houston to learn how they decreased their homeless population by 60% in the last 10 years and to see if what they're doing could work here in Spokane. Now, Spokane does use a similar approach to Houston's homeless services model, but why does our homeless population continue to increase? So I dug deeper to find out exactly how much money we're spending on homeless services in Spokane and if it's enough.
This could be your brother, your sister, it happens very easily and it happens very quickly.
2,390.
Most people aren't but one paycheck away from being homeless themselves.
That's the number of people experiencing homelessness in Spokane and Spokane County, according to the 2023 point-in-time count.
We're seeing an influx of individuals coming to our shelter.
Darren White was once part of that number.
I started experiencing homelessness as a youth, going through the foster system.
Now he works at House of Charity.
A lot of people, I think, have that misconception that people choose to be homeless. While there are a few people that maybe do choose to be homeless, I would say the majority of them have just had circumstances that have created their homelessness.
But that's not the only misconception people have.
So I think there's a kind of a public perception that homelessness is not, you can just do whatever you want to fix it.
Don Kinder is the new director of Spokane Neighborhood Housing and Human Services.
It's a very regulated, very compliance-based set of state and federal laws, funding restrictions, and policies. And so our hands are tied in some situations in terms of what we can do.
The department allocates millions of dollars in local, state, and federal funding to dozens of service providers working to get people out of homelessness.
It is not a simple problem to solve, and it is one that takes a lot of time and effort and collaboration and really community leveraging of resources. It's a gravely underfunded part of really our country's work, right? Behavioral health and housing and homelessness are gravely underfunded.
Out of the more than $43 million that was allocated to homeless services, housing services, and rental assistance in 2023, just $3 million of that came from the city's general fund. Much of it actually came from COVID relief funding that is now running out.
We cannot spend in 24 what we spent in 23. The state and federal governments did a great job trying to take care of people during COVID, but now what? And so now there's a cliff we're coming into,
which will have huge impacts on service providers like Catholic Charities.
If you have a pool of dollars at the state, the city, or the county level, and you want to spend it towards solving these issues, you have to spend it wisely and carefully and make sure you're getting results.
Rob McCann is the CEO of Catholic Charities. He says his organization, like so many others in town, need more money to put towards long-term housing.
If the amount that the city has allocated to spend on homelessness services is going up, but then the number of people who are still unhoused right now is also going up, then what? What's the answer there?
Well, I think that's a great point that you're making here. The reality is homelessness has increased because housing has become less affordable. There are less units.
But he also says locals need to be open to change as well.
We need to kind of arrive at a place where we can say to the public, we need more shelter beds, we need more treatment beds, we need more housing. You've got some nonprofits, great nonprofits in this community that are willing to build and operate all three of those. What stops us is every time we try and build anything at Catholic Charities, we will immediately get protests, attacks on social media, and then you have a government system that has zoning laws that makes it really difficult to build shelters and treatment and housing. Then you get a system where we want to be like Houston. We're never going to be like Houston unless we come to agreement on some of these big picture issues.